I guess you'd call this part 8. It's the teardown and close-ups of the carnage, so let's do it. Just a rod missing. Definitely appears to be some traces of piston on the bottom of the next one. Oh, I see it at the bottom. There it is. You gotta explain this to me. Clearly got a twisted up piston ring or two, but how did the rod escape and it's still half together? That's what I like right there. And the wrist pin also got free, so I guess the piston just disintegrated. Take it, the piston disintegrated, and that just flopped off, and it's still somehow magnet we can separate them. That's nice. Yeah, a little bit of twisted up.
Bearing down in there? Oh no. There.
So there's no debating that the piston blew up and turned into these, you know, chunks of piston. But as far as what happened first, judging by some of the other bearings in the other connecting rods, these big ends were turning into ovals and squeezing the crank real bad, getting some blue spots. This one being the one that went first. Crank got heated up. We then snapped the head off a rod bolt. This one's still together. But from my understanding is that a cast factory piston has zero tolerance for misalignment, you know, side loading of a wrist pin. So this end of the rod getting messed up, starting to come free, shattered the piston, and that's when everything really got jumbled up in there. There it is, but when we took the pan down, it was in the bottom in this orientation. It somehow escaped the crank and then fell back in there like that. Honestly, the head is not as bad as I thought it would be. Usually you get, you know, into one of these and the deck surface is unrecognizable. It's just totally pounded, but it blew up and it shut off pretty fast, so hammered this little high spot in the chamber, and the valves are clearly bent from the daylight you can see behind this side of them, but I think I could repair that here. As luck would have it, even the camshaft survived. Clearly we had some erroneous aluminum flying about inside the crankcase. But none of the lobe itself is actually missing. I mean, even down here, there are some deposits of aluminum that have come in contact with the lobes, but none of the lobe is actually missing or divoted out. So this baby is also savable. So here's another rod. I don't remember which one. But you can see the bearing was starting to get a little unhappy even in there. But honestly, the tune-up side of things, let me get some light on this. It really doesn't look that out of whack to me. So we grab another one here. I mean, we don't have liquid piston anywhere. I mean, the thing is not totally messed up. Clearly bearings were not loving life at this point. So I'm thinking that rod bolt issue was the real beginning of the end for that thing. But yeah, that rod journal was not very happy. There's a large gouge in it. And there is the remnants of the block. Just right through that puppy. She gone. Overall, we made out okay. The only stuff that blew up was the stock block that I got for dirt cheap and the stock bottom end that was in it. So the head savable, camshafts came out undamaged, intakes just full of watery oil, the expensive Holley dual sync distributor's fine. So all the high dollar stuff is actually all right. So really could have been a lot worse. Well, a couple of MSD coil packs were injured in the making of that explosion video, so that does count. Well guys, thanks again for watching. That is the Carnage as requested. After this, unless anybody's got more in-depth questions about things, I think I'm going to move on to some of my other projects. I got to finish up my 1966 Suburban with the 5.4 4-valve modular motor, and I have a 1942 GAA tank engine I'm going to be trying to get apart and remachine, so maybe I'll start posting stuff on that. But let me know. Thanks again. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.